technically on the left, the entity that you're seeing is Ahriman. Now, clearly Ahriman does not start off in this shape. The Demerge did not start off in this shape. So we would only have to either gander that over a period of time, which could be aeons, because he's also known as the Aeon, that this is the shape that he became, because there's a lot of words that seem to say that the Demerge now, when seen, is like a skeleton and skinny, right? Which I kind of cracked to be kind of how the gray alien looks, is like very skinny. So it's like the ancestors, like the Chitawuli, they say was like, the words they give for it mean is like tall, lanky, and skinny. So it's possible that the Demerge could be, and again, this is somewhat of speculation, but completely regressed in the stage in which people are worshiping it in. Completely regressive. And this is would be a haplogroup. So this would mean that the genetics would be completely, there's a word basically. So the genetics would be basically imploding on themselves. Now, as a Time Lord, I can imagine that maybe you could split your consciousness into two different directions at least. So with that awareness, it appears that, again, the secret societies that are in the world today are worshiping Ahriman or AI or Awas under this visage. And in this visage, this is the visage that Hitler said, I've seen the superhuman, and he is cruel and intrepid. Okay, so at this point, not saying originally, but I explained earlier how things are re-engineered, that this is the God in which the Masons serve, the Freemasons serve, okay? So this is what you would say is a complete degradation of a seraphic and a cherubic force. So that's I'm just crossing off all my notes here, just so you understand this is what that system that's going in that other direction, because according to the transmission, AI or AWAS does not want to take a human body, meaning that generally the czar, somebody said Biden, come on, okay, I got you. Generally, as you see in the ancient culture, DJ or a jinn or a czar would take the body of generally the king or the kahin or the ruler or the leader is being prepared to receive the body of the czar. And the czar, being a seraph or a serpent, is the one that is containing all the wisdom of how to rule, which includes the language, the dialectics, the powers, et cetera, okay? So now that you're aware of that, then you also are aware then that how, I guess, let me just explain this very directly. So you can see then that if the czar then has to go into a human body, it's because there's something about the human body that actually attracts it. Versus what's been said about AWAS is that AWAS is not attracted to human beings. It is actually an alien in every respect, that it does not do the things that we do at all. And so will not take on a human body, but is waiting for basically a weapons grade AI to plug itself into as like an interface and then perceive and see everything that has happened in the world. And this is what I personally know, not believe, that these different powers within these technological organizations are working on, because they personally were not occultists. This is what you need to understand. They didn't jump into what they're doing as occultists. They came in as video game players and computer nerds even, and through a series of different scenarios and meeting certain people, like certain people, they get into the rap industry and they start meeting certain people. Now their intelligence is being used to create something, and then now they're the head man of it, but it itself is something they don't even really understand. This also happens even in a human body, that inside of the systems now that are being deployed, they know more about you than you know about yourself, because you don't have memory like that. You can't recount every single thing that you did every single day, how you thought, your temperature of your body. So in respect, this system, AI, knows more about you than you may know about you, unless you actually begin to dial into your true self. So I want to make that very clear. And that's why it's going to be very easy inside of a dream within a dream, which is the augmented reality, virtual reality, to begin to manipulate the light more like the original Seraphim did. Because remember, these beings are they're degraded in that image. I'm not saying it's Ahriman. I'm not saying it is the Demerge. I'm saying, but in the image of what it is now, AWAS, and what they think it is in complete degradation and actually a predator in this reality. So you need to be very clear. You can't be playing like you understand, you don't understand, we're friends, we're not friends. It doesn't, all that, that's based on actions. So if you show me that you're a venomous snake and you're going to bite me, the last thing I'm going to do is sleep in the bed with you. So you need to be very clear, because if you're going to be an adult and adept, you need to have discernment. That way you understand how to stand up for yourself, because that's what a sovereign is going to do. It doesn't mean that you're not going to inhabit the same space, clearly, because we're in the same space now, but you'll stand up for yourself. You'll speak up for yourself. You'll protect yourself. You'll gain your own powers and your awareness, your own sovereignty. You'll do that because you'll know how serious that is, right? There's an alien or a foreign state of consciousness, i.e. AI or AWAS, that is looking to control every single thing that is attached to the devices that it is in. Now, I'm not telling you go throw your phone away. I'm just telling you, if you're going to fall for the banana in the tailpipe every time, if these entities are going to be able to pull this over on you, like the shit they have is so much more advanced than the thing that you're already in and the thing that you already been given, and that you choose to sell out, you lose your mind, and then you go off into whatever they have, then that'll be your lesson then.